Is North London red or white? Arsenal and Spurs' fierce rivalry has been trying to decide this question for decades. Over the years, the games between have decided titles, trophies, Champions League spots, and most of all, bragging rights. So here are the best and most significant meetings between the two North London clubs. At number 10, in 2002, Arsenal beat Tottenham 3-0 in the league. Despite it not being a title-deciding game, this game is significant because Henry scored an iconic solo goal that resulted in years later his celebration from that game being solidified in bronze for the statue in his honour that kneels outside the Arsenal Emirates Stadium. The statue symbolises Henry's legendary status and is a reminder to Spurs fans how he haunted them over the years. Here's me doing my best Henry impression. At number 9, in 1983, Tottenham slapped Arsenal 5-0. It was revenge for the 5-0 beating Arsenal had given a Spurs side that included Glenn Hoddle back in Christmas Day 1978. This wasn't a trophy or title deciding game, but it did signal that the gap between Spurs and Arsenal was a lot smaller than it had been in 1935. This is still Spurs' joint highest win over Arsenal. The other was in 1911 on Christmas Day. At number 8, in 2004, we saw the highest scoring North London derby in a 9-goal thriller that Jose Mourinho later mocked as a hockey score. However, Arsenal fans don't care about how many goals were conceded because Arsenal won the game 5-4 at White Hart Lane. However, as the scoreline suggests, it wasn't an easy victory. Spurs dominated the first half, but Arsenal legend Thierry Henry scored in the first half injury time. Second half saw goals from Defoe, Ledley King, Vieira, Lundberg and a winner from Perez. Although Freddie Canute made it a nail-biting finish, Arsenal held on to secure the victory and the bragging rights. At number 7, in 1987, in the League Cup, Arsenal beat Spurs 2-1 at White Hart Lane. This game is significant because it was a third leg, yes, a third leg of a semi-final. Why? Well, penalties were yet to be introduced into domestic competitions, so after Spurs had won the first leg 1-0 at Highbury, but lost the second leg at White Hart Lane 2-1, a coin toss determined that a player's third leg had to take place at White Hart Lane. Again, Spurs went ahead with a goal. However, Arsenal substitute Ian Allen scored with 8 minutes left. Allen then set up David Rocastle, whose goal sent Arsenal to the final where they beat Liverpool. Fun fact, Ian Allen wasn't even in the squad for the final. Where's the loyalty from Arsenal? At number 6, in 1935, Arsenal slapped Spurs 6-0 at White Hart Lane. It's the oldest game on our list and I obviously wasn't even alive to see this game, but the mental impact of suffering such a heavy defeat meant Spurs didn't win any of their next 7 games and ended up plummeting to the foot of the table, which resulted in them getting relegated. It took Spurs 15 years to return to the top flight of football, whereas Arsenal went on to be crowned champions that season. This is also Arsenal's biggest win over Spurs. At number 5, in 1991, we saw the first FA Cup semi-final played between these two North London rivals. At the time, it had the largest attendance for a North London derby with 77,893 people in attendance. In the game, England midfielder Paul Gascoigne scored a breathtaking free kick from 30 yards out and Gary Lineker doubled the lead. Alan Smith pulled Arsenal back into the game, but Gary Lineker sealed the Spurs victory and their place in the final. Spurs went on to beat Nottingham Forest in the final and were crowned FA Cup champions. However, this was the last time that Spurs would go on to win the FA Cup. But it must be a sweet victory seeing as they beat Arsenal along the way. At number 4, in 2008, the talk of the power shift in North London was started by Tottenham's 5-1 victory over Arsenal in the League Cup. This was Tottenham's first victory over Arsenal since November 1999. It was the second leg of the League Cup semi-final. The first leg was drawn 1-1 at the Emirates Stadium. Tottenham were 2-0 up by half-time with a Jermaine Genius strike and a Nicholas Bendtner own goal. After half-time, Spurs added 2 more from Robbie Keane and Aaron Lennon. Emmanuel Adebayor pulled one back for Arsenal before Steve Malbranque scored a 5th goal in injury time to put Tottenham into the 2008 League Cup final, beating Arsenal 6-2 on aggregate. This victory came after 21 unsuccessful attempts to beat Arsene Wenger's men. Fun fact, Adebayor and Nicholas Bendtner ended up having an on-the-pitch argument and Spurs went on to win the League Cup. At number 3, in 1971, Arsenal won the title at their rivals' home for the first time. Arsenal needed a win or a goalless draw, but unlike their future encounter with Spurs at White Hart Lane, in 1971, Arsenal were able to beat Spurs 1-0 due to a Ray Kennedy header that secured the title. Arsenal also went on to replicate Spurs' 1961 achievement and do the League and FA Cup double. At number 2, in 1961, Tottenham won 4-2 at White Hart Lane. Spurs were already 10 points clear at the top of the table, but this was only the second time Spurs had beaten Arsenal home and away in a season. The season became even better when Spurs also became the first team to do the League and FA Cup double since the Aston Villa side of 1886-87. Spurs won the league by 11 points and finished 25 points above Arsenal, whom finished 11. Mind the gap? Fun fact, this was actually the last time Spurs won the title. At number 1, after all the high-scoring one-sided games, we have a draw, but a draw that resulted in Arsenal winning the league, resulting in the chant that Arsenal fans have been singing ever since. Arsenal only needed a point to secure the title, but that point was even sweeter when it came at the home of their biggest rivals. In 2004, on the 25th of April, Spurs and Arsenal drew 2-2 at White Hart Lane. However, Arsenal were winning 2-0, but Spurs snatched a draw in a last-minute penalty. The manner in which Spurs were awarded the penalty and the way they celebrated made Thierry Henry very angry. So, despite being warned by the authorities not to celebrate if they won the title, Henry defied these orders and ordered his Arsenal teammates to come and join him in celebration in front of the Arsenal away fans. They even managed to find an inflatable Premier League trophy to celebrate with. However, the celebrations didn't stop there, as Arsenal went on to go the season unbeaten and be forever known as the Invincibles. So that was our list. Which game do you think should have made our list or been placed higher up? Let us know your thoughts and please like and share. I've been Antoine Allen. Thanks for watching. Peace.